Hey guys, welcome to SuperMarcelWorld. Yesterday I finally saw Terminator Dark Fate. I was open-minded going in. I wasn't going to be derailed by any political elements. I'm a Terminator fan, clearly, and I wanted to enjoy the film. I really wanted it to be good. I was rooting for the film. I was hoping on a terrific return to form after a few mediocre sequels and requels, whatever you want to call them. And I left the theater feeling very disappointed. Why? I'll tell you in this review. Before we start, I want to tell you this review contains major spoilers. Here we go. The story. A young Mexican girl by the name of Dani Ramos is targeted for termination. From the future, a machine is sent to terminate her, but there's also a protector sent from the future by the name of Grace. Along the way, they get help from Terminator hunter Sarah Connor and eventually also from a T-800 Terminator. What I like, Linda Hamilton. Linda is easily the biggest highlight of the film for me. I love Linda's role. It's so iconic. I was so excited to see her return. It's so awesome to see her kick ass. And Linda Hamilton is one terrific actress. I love her scenes. I just wish we could have seen even more of her, but I get it, it's not really about her anymore, and I wish it was under better circumstances. More on that later. The Rev 9. Gabriel Luna is pretty cool as the evil Terminator this time around. He's a badass. I like the way he handled the role, yet he doesn't come close to what Robert Patrick did or what Schwarzenegger did as the evil T-800 in the original, or even Kristanna Loken's T-X from Terminator 3. I thought the character was cool and I think he did a terrific job. Maybe with a better script his character would be more intimidating and even more badass. Action. Director Tim Miller is great with action. He already proved this in Deadpool and he proves it again now with this film. The action is badass, it's booming, it raises your adrenaline and it's tightly cut. Though in my opinion some scenes go too far. There's a sequence with planes and there's a sequence underwater which kind of go too far if you ask me. In every interview Tim Miller likes to tell you that he likes his action grounded in reality, grounded and not too over the top. Well, you sure could have fooled me. Although the action is cool, a lot of it is CGI. Which is a bummer, because these films, the first two films, what made them so great is their sense of realism when it came to the action. A lot of the stunts were real. And that's what made it so cool. You can clearly tell no matter how good CGI is, you can still clearly tell it's CGI. They just CGI the hell out of it to give you that wow factor, and it just doesn't work that way. What I don't like, John Connor. Now, here's the big deal, the biggest problem with the film. The biggest slap in the face in film history. I've never ever witnessed something as stupid as this. In the opening of the film, we meet a younger Linda Hamilton as Sarah Connor and a young kid standing in for Edward Furlong, and they CGI'd his face to look like Edward Furlong, and he looks pretty good. It's a bit CGI, but it looks good. Sarah Connor looks amazing. She really looks like a young Linda Hamilton. She looks amazing. They're at a bar at the beach. John is at the bar talking to a girl, whatever, and then a Terminator, T-800 Schwarzenegger, also made younger, looks terrific, look absolutely ripped and badass, looks awesome. He walks in, raises his shotgun, and he kills John Connor. He falls to the ground. Sarah jumps out of her seat, grabs a gun, shoots at the Terminator, but of course it doesn't work because it doesn't hurt him. John falls to the ground, the Terminator shoots again. John is absolutely done. Over, he's dead. Sarah Connor grabs his bloodied body and holds him and cries, I really can't believe it's true. They really killed John off. There is nothing at the end that changes that. There's nothing after the credits that makes you doubt what happened. It's true. He's dead. Shot to pieces, dead. They kind of explain it by taking it in a different direction. They say what happened in T2 is they stopped Skynet, so they stopped that future from happening. But there's a similar company, similar to Skynet, created called Legion. But you have to remember, you're killing the hero of your franchise. This is the guy that the franchise is built on. Everything is about him. Fans care for this character. Suddenly you undo everything they did in the first two movies. Okay, like, you know, it didn't. They stopped it, but it doesn't really matter because it starts again, but now with a Mexican girl. And I don't have anything towards the Mexican girl or the character or the actress, whatever. My issue is they're killing off John. You don't go back to Star Wars and tell people now that Anakin isn't really Luke's father. It's actually Jar Jar Binks. He's Luke's father. It sounds insane, but that's just as insane as this is. It was the biggest fucking slap in the face I've ever had watching a movie. Really. They just fucking messed everything up. Just when you think they couldn't mess it up even more with Genesis, they actually did it. It feels like such a betrayal. I can't believe James Cameron actually okayed this. I can't believe Schwarzenegger and Linda Hamilton actually signed on. They agreed to this. They have read the script, right? I've never been so disappointed in a film in my life. The T-800. Look, I'm a big Arnie fan. I've got I think almost all of his films. I'm a huge fan. I love him in anything. I don't care if it's bad. I still love him. So logically, when he's playing the Terminator again, I'll be in the theater to check him out. Unfortunately, even Arnold can't save this film. He doesn't show up until halfway in, except for a CGI scene in the beginning. When you finally see him, they kinda castrated the character. Because the Terminator now has started a family. He has a child, he has a wife, he has a dog, a nice little home in the woods, and also he developed a conscience. And he's making choices by what he wants. And they never tell you anything about work on his chip. You know, if you take the chip out and put it back in, he becomes able to learn. He has now settled down, started a family, and started a company. He works with drapes, interior drapes. Yes, you heard that right. Most magical moment. There is some cool stuff in there, really. But I guess my favorite moment would be the opening scene. Even if I don't like how it turned out, I loved seeing the characters again. I loved seeing John again. They made him made him look as much as they could as Edward Furlong. I loved seeing them again. Then the younger Schwarzenegger turns up. He looks absolutely terrific, just as Linda Hamilton looks terrific. It was so good until they killed him. Did you know, Edward Furlong, during a Comic-Con panel, they revealed that Edward Furlong would be reprising the role of John Connor. So logically, everybody got really excited. Yes, the real John Connor is back. Not Christian Bale, not that creep from the Genesis. No, the real John Connor came back to the role. So yeah, I'm happy, I'm good. Until you see the film and they actually kill off the character, when he still looks as young as he did in T2, and then for the rest of the film, you don't see him. I was expecting that maybe he didn't really die and he would be back for some reason, or Sarah would have some kind of a dream sequence with him as an adult. You know, they said Furlong would be back, so I was waiting for that frickin' Furlong scene. Where is it? I even stayed till after the credits. There's nothing there. So where is my Furlong scene? During the credits, you see his name pop up, Edward Furlong, John Connor reference. Really? They used his face or stand-in or motion for the character in the beginning. They had a young actor playing that role, so probably they put some dot on Edward Furlong's face, I'm guessing, to have his motion captured, and then they pasted that on the face. That's probably what they did. Because he's not in the movie. So them announcing he's returning to the role is one big fucking lie. It was to get you to spend your money, to get your ass in the seat, just as they're now promoting this as the best since Terminator 2. Well, no, it's not. That's a lie. But you know, that's marketing. I get that. It's to get people to come to the movie. That's the way businesses work. I get that. But don't tell me Edward Furlong is in the movie when he's not really in the movie. That's a filthy lie. And I'm not good with lies. Guitars and Cadillacs. The song Guitars and Cadillacs was used in Terminator 2 in a scene where Arnold walks into the bar naked and says to the guy, I need your clothes, your boots and your motorcycle. That song is now once again used in this film. And it was a fun little nod. When you heard it, I looked at my friend and we were like, okay, that's cool, that's fun. Overall, the film gives you the biggest slap in the face in film history in the opening of the film, and it's really hard to stay seated or to stay interested in anything after that. But to be fair, the film also has a few enjoyable elements. Gabriel Luna is pretty cool as the evil Rev 9, even though he's not as as haunting as Robert Patrick was or Arnold was in the first Terminator, he does kind of hold its own. He has a few cool lines, he has amazing action scenes. Honestly, the Rev 9 is pretty cool. I like that. I never liked the idea of a half cyborg, half human. They did this in Salvation. I didn't like it. I like the contrast of man versus machine. I don't need anything in between of that. And it didn't work in Salvation. At least that's how I feel. And now they're trying again in this film. And even though Mackenzie Davis really plays well, she really delivers, she gives her all, she's a terrific fighter, she really delivers. I really like what she did. I don't like her character. It's always fun to see Schwarzenegger as the Terminator, even if he does show up halfway in, and even if his character is castrated. I love seeing Arnold. I can't help it. I'm a fan. And I also love seeing Linda again and seeing her share the screen again with Arnold Schwarzenegger. It's cool. It's awesome. Which brings us to Dani Ramos, played by Natalia Reyes. I don't like her character. I can't really blame her. I think the actress did what she could. She does a pretty solid job. Yet you can't really feel for her when she's just a simple replacement for the hero they fucking killed off in the beginning of the film. How can you, as a movie maker, betray your fans that way and then give them something else? Like, okay, we'll take your darling, but we'll give you this to play with instead. You give people what they want, then you slap them in the face, and then you give them something else to play with. Here, take this. You don't want that, you want this one. No. And what it is basically the last nail in the coffin. As a fan, it kind of hurts me to say, but you know, stop trying to make this franchise work. Just let it go, let it die, and try again in 20 years or something, and start over fresh with a total new cast and a total different direction. Do something different. The movie has just been released, so it might do good and they might make a sequel, but I'm guessing it won't do that good and there won't be a sequel. And maybe that's for the better. Just leave it. I've always had a soft spot for Terminator 3 Rise of the Machines. Even with its flaws, I really enjoy that movie, I really like it, and at least it doesn't slap its fans in the face. I give Terminator Dark Fate 5 out of 10 Sarah Connors, and that's me being nice. So yeah, that's it for now guys, thanks so much for watching. How do you feel about Dark Fate? Let me know below how you feel, we'll talk. If you have the time, hit the like button, subscribe, or check out some of the other videos which you kinda might like, you never know. And of course, as always, I hope to see you back next time. Bye!